counts really quick. So, for this activity, we're at voice level 0, unless I call on you. Ask for help, you need to raise your hand. Activity is whole group, okay, for now. Movement, you are to remain seated. Participation, your brain should be engaged, okay? If we do all of this, we'll be successful. Okay, so we're in your math journal. You're on page 80. We're on problem set 16. Okay, today we're going to be going over some word problems using a tape diagram. Does everyone know what a tape diagram is?
Yes.
You guys have used it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get started. If you can't see what I'm doing, let me know and I'll change colors on the markers, okay? Okay, so first things first. Can someone read our first problem? Okay, Janice.
Mr. I'll call it, what's this?
You can say Miss O.
Miss O
Okay.
made 60 cookies for a bake sale. She sold 2/3 of them and gave 3/4 of the remaining cookies to the students working at the sale. How many cookies did she have left?
Okay. Thank you, Janice. Okay, there's just one thing that I wanted to go over with you guys really quick. Because I see some people doing this when they're doing their fractions. Make sure that when you're doing your fractions, make sure, like for your 2/3, make sure that your 2 has a line up under it in your 3, okay? Because if you're not paying attention and you write it like this is something different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's make sure that whenever you're doing your fractions, that you're drawing your line up under your top number, okay? Okay, so our instructions tell us to solve and show your thinking with a tape diagram by writing an equation or equations. So you may have more than one equation, okay? Okay, so what's the first thing we're going to do with this problem? Lee?
So first you see like 2/3, so you write that down, and then you see up, so up means signs.
Okay.
And then the 2 times 3/4, and then we have to make a circle, and then for the denominator, so we see here, and then like for the denominators for 2/3, so there's a 3, and then you have to do the 2 lines here, they're horizontally.
Okay.
So 3.
Thank you. Kiss your brain for all that hard thinking that you just did. Thank you. Okay, so how many cookies total do we have in our first problem?
60.
60, right? So, whenever we do our tape diagram, are we gonna have 3 sections or are we gonna have 4? 3, okay? So, I want you to draw a tape diagram. Make sure that you're using a pencil. Your lines don't have to be perfect either, okay? Because I know that mine are not gonna be straight, so it's okay. Okay. Everyone go ahead and get that on the paper. Yes, Ava?
I can't find my pencil.
Okay? You can come see me and I'll get your pencil.
Over now?
Yes. Okay, so our first step says that she sold 2/3 of them. Okay, so how many do we need to shade in?
2.
You guys can say it out loud.
2/3.
2/3. So how much is this one gonna be? How much is the first one? 1/3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much is the second one?
1/3.
Okay. How much is your third one?
1/3.
So 3 over 3 is equal to what, guys?
One
whole, okay? So we're gonna shade into, you don't have to shade the whole thing in, okay? Okay, now let's start with our equation. What's going to be the numerator for our first number? How many cookies total?
60.
60. Is it gonna be 60 over 60? Or 60 over 1?
60 over 1.
60 over 1, good job. Okay, are we going to multiply or are we going to divide? Multiply. Thank you. Okay, now what numbers are we gonna put here? What are we multiplying by?
Thirds.
No.
Thirds.
1/3 or 2/3?
1/3.
1/3 or 2/3?
2/3.
How many did she give? 2/3, right?
Yeah.
She sold 2/3. So it's gonna be 2 over 3. Okay, what's the next thing we're gonna do? Denise?
You have to count by 1 and 3.
Okay. Can I multiply across?
Yes.
Or what do I have to do? Lee?
You have to simplify.
Okay, so how are we going to simplify these numbers?
So it'll be, you just have to do a line, and then like for on top you have to do 60 times 2 and 1 times 3.
Okay, but can I reduce our fractions? What's the common denominator going to be? Denise,
60 and 3.
the common, for 1 and 3, what's our common denominator going to be? Do you know?
3.
3. So, what does this 3 become?
6.
A 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does my 60 become?
3.
How many times does 3 go into 60?
6.
What's 30 times 3?
32.
90, right? So it's not 30, 20. Good job. Okay, so what's our next step?
You do 20 times 2 and 1 times 1.
Okay, so what's 20 times 2?
40.
40, good job. Okay? And if you want to bring over this one, you can, but you don't have to, okay? Okay, so the equation that we just came up with is telling us how many she sold, right?
Yeah.
Because it says she sold 2/3 of them. Okay? So next to 40, you need to make sure that you write the word sold so that you know what this number represents. Okay? Okay, we have more work to do. What's the next thing we're going to do? Janice?
Look at take diagram for 3/4.
Okay, so we have to find how many cookies she has left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so so if she had 60, she started off with 60, right? Okay, and she sold how many? 40, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But there's one more thing we have to do. So,
40 times 3/4. 20.
well, if I have 3/4 and I had 60 cookies, how many cookies is that going to be? What's 3/4 of 60? So it's going to be more than half.
15.
Close. Well, yeah. But how are we gonna find that number, Andrew?
60 divided by 15.
Tell her what you did in your brain.
I just did 15 plus 15, and then equals 30 plus 15 equals 45 plus another 15 equals 60.
That's great, but we're gonna have to use this number, right? Because this was our common 20. 20 over 1. Okay, how's everyone doing so far?
Good.
Okay. Okay, now, what are we going to multiply? Because it says right here that she gave 3/4 of the remaining cookies to the students working at the sale. So, we need to find how many cookies that she had left. So, what number are we going to multiply 20 over 1 by? 3/4. Good job. You guys kiss your brain. Okay. So it's 3 over 4, right? Okay, what's my next step? How do I solve this problem? Simplify. Okay, what's our common denominator?
4.
Okay, so what does 4 become?
1.
Okay, what does my 20 become? How many times does 4 go into 20?
4.
5, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Okay. Next step.
5 times 3 and 1
Okay.
times 1.
And Lee, what's 5 times 3? 15. So, this number right here represents the amount that she gave away, okay? So, next to it, you can put gave away so that it's a reminder of what you solved for, okay? Okay. So, she started off with 60 cookies, correct? Okay, she sold 40. And how many did she give away, guys?
15.
Okay. Now we're going to solve for how many cookies she had left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can someone tell me what 60 minus 40 is?
20.
20. Now what's 20 minus 15?
5.
5. So how many cookies did she have left over?
5 cookies.
5 cookies. Okay. How does everyone feel about doing these word problems? You feel so-so? Okay. Thank you for using your number signals. Okay. You guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Or do you think we need to do something for practice?
Ready for practice. Next
Okay.
one. I think
So let
next
me
one.
find a problem that I can use for you guys for practice, okay?
Can we do that
Okay.
further? Well, no, because he's doing a video. He has to do it.
Okay. Okay. What area are you guys, feel that you need the most practice with? Is it just the fractions or is it something else?
Simplifying.
Simplifying?
Simplifying is this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said for you.
Okay, let me see if there's another problem I can do. Okay, yeah. Okay, so. Okay, so we're gonna try this real quick, okay? So, Jay is icing 30 cupcakes, okay? You don't have to write this down, okay? Yep, that's a lot of cupcakes, it is. Okay, it says that he spreads mint icing on 1/5 of the cupcakes. And chocolate on half. On half of the cupcakes, okay? It says the rest will get vanilla frosting. So we don't know how many cupcakes will have vanilla frosting. So that's what we're going to be